A good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful 14th of July, 2024. Come up the Crusty Canuck live stream, the 300th episode. I will be discussing the weekly events, NATO BS, the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, and more. All that coming up on this live stream of the Crusty Canuck podcast, episode 300. Stay tuned. Listener and viewer discretion is advised because I will swear, smoke cigarettes, drink coffee, and just make unkind gestures to our leadership. Please stick around.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me.
Yes, sir.
There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast, a Canadian veteran's point of view on political, social, economic issues and life. Here's Crusty.
That's right, everyone. Welcome to the 300th episode of the Crusty Canuck podcast. I'm your host, Crusty Canuck, and this episode is brought to you in part by and supported by Veterans for Freedom Network. That's right. Stand to Veterans for Freedom. Link will be in the descriptions. And coming soon, Veterans for Freedom TV. That's right. Like-minded individuals such as myself, other veterans, and other concerned Canadians. We're going to try to be on a little network sometime in the future. So stay tuned for Veterans for Freedom TV, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Crusty Canuck. Well, sorry, I've been absent the past week. I've had some really long work schedules, whatever you want to call it. But it's been an interesting week, to say the least, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you, wow. You know, Canada failing in the NATO summit, of course. Justin Trudeau always talking about the climate and all the terrible things. And yet we have to arm ourselves because the fate of the free world, as far as I'm concerned, is, well, it's compromised. How else do I say it, ladies and gentlemen? How else do I say it? It's good to see people coming out, doing these wonderful things. And don't be shy. Say hello if you like to, ladies and gentlemen. I will give a platform to anyone who asks me a question during this live stream. I don't mind. Keep it clean. If you want to engage me in debate, please bring your concerns to this live stream. Ask me whatever you want to know. Like I said, keep it clean, keep it sane, keep it civil, ladies and gentlemen. So, interesting week so far. They had the NATO summit in Washington, D.C. And of course, I'm sure you've all seen the footage. I didn't download any kind of videos or anything in regards to Justin Trudeau's blundering speech. But we've all seen the footage from CBC, CTV, Global, and even independent outlets such as True North and Rebel, where Justin is basically talking to an empty room, talking about the climate rather than updating our military as it should. Now, my libertarian side's coming out. I don't believe we should go to war anymore unless we absolutely have to. But just in case, it's good to have a military on standby to defend our liberty as it should. However, the debate is still up in the air whether we should spend 2% of our GDP. I personally think we should spend at least 2.5% of our GDP because we have enough resources in our beautiful country to support that. But the powers that be don't want to see it. They say Justin is holding on at 1.3. Bill Blair wants to make us up to about 1.75 come 2032. That's a little too late as far as I'm concerned. It shouldn't take them another bloody 8 years, ladies and gentlemen, to get things on the go, considering how much money they've spent on themselves and virtue and the name of humanity, right? That's the way it is. So please, ladies and gentlemen, I got a few people coming out here. Nice to see you, Louise. Nice to see you, Rob. Nice to see you, Dave. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see us. Thank you very much, Rob K. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And nice to see you, Louise. How are you? Good to see you, Dave. Good to see you. Yeah, don't be shy, folks. Say hello if you want to. You can find me on Facebook, Rumble, and YouTube, too. Excuse me. So, it's been a while since I did a live stream. A lot of interesting things been going on. A lot of my other supporters and some of the people I follow, Northern Perspective, Reaction, Glad Do Something. They've all put on some great videos, and they've had some great podcasts out there too. So check them out. I'll leave links in the description. If not, you can find it in my other video descriptions too. If you feel like donating, folks, please just follow the links during this live stream. Would like to try to make maybe an extra 500 to 1,000 a month. It takes you wonderful people to make that happen. So please consider that too. Let's see. Rob K says, I have no problem with Canada maintaining a self-defense force while Canada rebuilds the CAF. Of course. But I think it's gone beyond self-defense. I think it's just a matter of national defense. We're not a tiny nation. We have a population that is constantly growing, but we need to defend it. And we have to keep certain rules, I think, in place to keep that defense alive and strong. Now, I just found out, too, they're relaxing. Well, they're not relaxing the dress regs anymore. They're going to tighten them up again, too. Because I guess whoever thought of the great idea to think, let them grow their hair long and go purple and pierce their faces and everything, didn't really think about the repercussions of that. Now, I'm not franchising anybody who has pierced nose or blue hair or wants to grow their beards or their facial hair really long. I really don't care how you identify. But when you put on the Canadian uniform, you represent Canada. You represent Canada, not your personal feelings, not your personal attitude. You represent Canada. That's what it takes when you volunteer. When you give your oath of affirmation, you represent Canada and all therein, not your feelings, not your political affiliations, whatever. You're allowed to vote for whoever you want to. You're allowed to believe whatever you want to. But the moment you put that uniform on, you respect this. It's that simple. And if it means you have to have a haircut or tie your hair in a proper bun, keep yourself trim and tidy, so be it. That's the job. Okay, that's part of the job. It gives you self-respect. It lets people know that you care about what you're doing. And it just really looks good for the country. You know what I mean? So emphasis on that. So I got some more people signing up. Oh, Joanna's Johnston, how are you? Ms. I can't pronounce the last name. I'm sorry. My apologies, Susan. Kozakowski. All right, Chairs from Windsor. Yeah, so I got more people signing on. So it's good to see you all out there, especially my Facebook followers and my YouTube followers too. I just got to reiterate this too, especially my Rumblers out there. Every time I post an episode on Rumble, it seems I get smacked with all this spam, meaning all these promoters. So if anyone's listening on Rumble and they want to offer me some kind of promotion, bugger off. If you want to watch my show and download it, you're more welcome to. I appreciate the fan base. I appreciate the subscribers, but I'm getting sick and tired of being sold BS. Okay. You truly want to help me? Send me a proposal. Send me some kind of tender where you can legitimately give me a hand rather than just a copy and pasted saying from somebody else. Okay. I'm getting really, really tired of these fly-by-nighter promotions who are saying they're going to help people when really they'll take $25, $30 to do a subpar job. I don't like that. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Analog Conversation. Good to see you, Analog Conversation. Sorry we are late. Or is there 2 years, Analog? Please let me know. If you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, don't be shy. Don't be shy at all. Don't hesitate. We'll start with a couple of topics tonight anyway. The NATO issue. Okay. Canada is one of the founding members of NATO. I'll basically summarize everything. Back after the World War II, a lot of the Allied nations got together and they put together an alliance for the sake of not letting another World War happen again to the same caliber as World War II. If there was an allyship, there'd be more, trade and commerce, business commerce, that kind of thing. So we would not have a problem like it was in World War II. But I think the debate is up in the air too when it comes to NATO practices, how much we should spend on our country, let alone for the sake of Canadians, rather than worrying about what NATO has to say. Now, I'm a firm believer, like I said, I don't believe in going to war unless we absolutely have to and defending this land. But the powers that be at NATO have made a very, very good point, because they're not just because of Canada, but there's been a few other nations that have relied on the Americans to do things. There's nothing wrong with America being an ally, nothing wrong with America being a friend, nothing wrong with our friends in the States standing up, looking out for the little guy. But we're not so little anymore. Okay. We may be a younger country in comparison to the United States. We may be a younger country compared to Europe and our friends all across the globe. But there's no more excuse, as far as I know, no more excuses on why we can't have a stand-up Navy, stand-up Air Force, and a stand-up Army. Because I have served with many men and women in this country that would not think twice about laying their life down for this nation. Yours truly, too. And I'm sure some of my veteran brethren out there would say the same thing about their homelands as well. Okay. To my British friends, to my American friends, to my German friends, to everyone who has said hello on my podcast, don't be shy. You know? So we got a comment here from Joannes Johnston. Let's see what he has to say. My opinion about NATO. If our government cannot meet the 2% GDP, then our government deserves to be belittled by their members. Full stop. Yeah, I agree. They should be belittled for that. And who caught the speech that Justin Trudeau gave? CTV has about 8 minutes of it. He didn't emphasize about actually defending the nation. He talked more about his climate policies and keeping everything green and fun and all this. It was like going to a goddamn tea party. I wanted to puke. It was so bad, right? No. Rob K says, the current fiscal policy is making the Canadian GDP shrink. All they need to do is maintain defense spending and will eventually be at 2%. True. I agree with that, Rob K. I also agree with the fact they should get rid of some of the bureaucratic red tape when it comes to procurement in this country. I would say have actual military members sitting on procurement boards when it comes to equipment and uniforms and everything, i.e., if we're going to build ships and we have proper naval acoustics experts, proper naval personnel overseeing the operations when it comes to buying APCs or any kind of armor or any kind of equipment for our army, we have proper soldiers. That means armored infantry, engineers alike overseeing it. And when it comes to the Air Force, pilots on the ground that know exactly what they're talking about when it comes to airflow and all that good stuff, have them on these boards, right? And basically cut the boards in half. That would save some money because already the military personnel are getting paid. They don't need to get paid extra for the sake of their position. You know what I mean? So that's an idea. I would agree with that too. I would agree with that too, Rob K. We need to have D&D take back procurement and put it back in the house. Yeah, definitely. We've got too many civvy hands, too many bureaucrats or know-it-alls that are in charge, right? There was an ex-Navy guy who did procurement thing for about a year. And it took him about, what was it he said? He said something about, took him 6 weeks to decide what kind of tires to buy for the pickup trucks. I don't know about you, but when I need new tires for my truck, it's usually done in about a day. You know, and if I was in charge of a fleet of 20 pickup trucks, I could probably decide in a day too what tires would be effective. Keep in mind where you're posted and where you're working. Do you need all season? Do you need winter? Do you need all season and winter, depending on what you're going to get for your buck? But they spend too much goddamn time worrying about how things are going to look, right? They talk about investment. Well, what are you investing in? Okay. Because I don't know if some of you remember, but back in 2006, when Stephen Harper bought the Globemaster aircraft, it was just said and done like that. And I remember the Liberal opposition was all up in arms because, their logic is rental. They want to rent things. You cannot rent things to keep a military alive and strong. Okay. And when was the last time anybody saw a commercial about our armed forces? Really? Because I remember the last batch of commercials that Stephen Harper put together, it was actually eye-catching. It got you, in tune. It got you involved. And I remember the opposition always so worried about, oh my God, you're promoting aggression. Yeah, that's the military's job, to stop an aggressor from being aggressive to us. Duh. But I'm digressing here. So it's been a real poop show, ladies and gentlemen, a real shit show. And please don't hesitate to ask me any questions that you'd like to know. Ask me anything you'd like. Yeah. Joannes Johnson agreed, in-house instead of civilians who have no clue what they're doing. Well, that's the thing. You get a bunch of civilians who are on military payroll, and who are they to tell me what's good for my soldiers? When I was an NCO, it'd be like some Joe off the street just because he or she had some degree in, let's say, music. And there's a story behind that, okay? Telling me that you should drive this instead, or you should wear this instead. Oh, my God. I wouldn't take it seriously. If there was a major or a lieutenant colonel that actually sat in procurement, that had a background in, let's say, hand-to-hand, a background in mechanized infantry, had a background in armored, background in artillery, background in engineering, then I'd sooner listen to him or her than some Joe Blow off the street with some fancy degree. Right? So, Rob K says, Pierre Polieva said he wants to take the calf back from a woke culture back to warrior culture. You're absolutely right. I would believe it when I see it too. The thing is, we're going to have to get some more senior officers to step to the plate to reinforce that too once he gets elected. All right. If not, then I would say retire those officers. Sayonara. Gone are the days of peacekeeping, gone are the days of this lovey-dovey, hug your friend, kumbaya, let's beat the drum circle and scratch our balls and call it a day. We have to start realizing that the world out there is unpredictable. And regardless of how big this country is and how tiny our population is, it has to be defended, period. Right? Here's a question I'm going to pose to you, my wonderful audience. Say we got a city, and that city has 2.5 million people in it. And we've seen some rumblings. We've seen what Olivia Chow is doing in Toronto. We've seen what Jody Gondek is doing in Calgary. Let's say somebody with that mentality looks after another city and says, okay, we're going to try to save some money here. And we're going to try to save the environment by cutting back on the fire department and police services because, they're promoting too much of a carbon footprint. They're promoting too much of the animosity. What do you think would happen to said city if fire services and police services were cut back dramatically? What if these city officials treated these services the way the federal government has treated our military? What do you think would happen? Please, everybody, answer. Not all at once, but answer when you can. I'll wait. It makes you think, doesn't it? Now, let's say the city of Toronto decided to cut 20% of their spending on the fire services. What do you think would happen? What if they decided to cut 25% of their police services? What do you think would happen? Right? Things wouldn't go so well, would they? Yeah. Yeah, of course. Mr. Johnston, yes, of course. Crime would skyrocket and the city would burn. Sure. Right? You'd have to get volunteers out there with trucks, pickup trucks, some kind of pump, some kind of tank, to thwart where they could. Hopefully a lot of first aiders out there maybe to assist if something happened. Right? But then again, you should have to rely on that because city taxes would go up, of course, because they'd find something else to spend it on. Jody Gondek out of Calgary. I think she spent the tune of $2.6 million in some fucking sculpture. And now it's taken them sweet effing time to fix the water problem. Right? So it puts things in perspective. Olivia Chow wants to rename the whole Dundas thing. Right? Because of wokeism. Interesting. Oh, my apologies, Miss Johnston. Well, I've got boobs too. That's fine. They were pecs at one time, but I'm not bragging. But thank you. Thank you, Miss Johnston. Yeah. Rob K says, if anyone remembers the Chaz in Seattle, that's what it looked like. Anarchy. Well, you're right. It would be anarchic. It would be terrible, but it wouldn't be the polite anarchy that we all seek. Just a bunch of kids protesting for the sake of victimhood, not for the sake of an actual change. Right. But Chaz or Chop, whatever the hell they called it. Yeah. Chaz, Chop. Sounds like a band. So please, ladies and gentlemen, any more questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm an open book today. You'll have to put up my ugly mug for the next hour, next 45 minutes to an hour. If you'd like to hear to see, please click like, subscribe. Don't be shy. Click on the Buy Me Coffee app that you see in the description if you do see it on your end of things. Don't be shy, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what's on your mind. Right? And I will be right back after this.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Crusty Canuck Podcast, episode 300 live. That's right, Q&A live. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. If you'd like to hear it, see, please click like, subscribe, share this content, all of your social media platforms too. If you end up missing this live stream, please send me a comment and give me a thumbs up. Like, thumbs up, all that good stuff. Don't be shy. Help the algorithm out. Help us beat those censorious bastards in Ottawa. Let's not give Bill C-63 a shining light whatsoever. Let's see here. Mike Unsworth, what have we said? Okay. When world leaders get together for a Gab Fest, Trudeau should be given the wrong hosting country and venue info. I'm sure all other attendees would participate in the hoax. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. That would be really funny. Someone gave him the wrong directions and address too. But you have to get his staff involved as well too. I think he walks around with an entourage of at least 100 people, if I'm not mistaken. So, that's the thing. But yeah, that's a good suggestion, Mike. And then throw a ball of shit at him, a ball of his own shit. You know what I mean? Miss Johnston, again, yes, the CF should have never retired the Enfield for use by our Rangers in the North. Most reliable weapon ever made for a northern environment. I agree, but the Tika is pretty kick-ass too. When I was working at the gun shop, we had another variant of that, and I managed to be able to go pop a couple of rounds, and it was quite the decent rifle. You got to hand to the Finns; they make some good kit. I have an Enfield myself, and I know it's just a reliable rifle, built to last. But you got a point there, Miss Johnson. Excellent, right? Don't be shy, folks. Please, don't be shy. Let me know what's on your mind, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know. Don't be shy at all. Send me your questions, your queries. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Who here is watching me on Facebook? Is anyone here watching me on Facebook? Someone give me a thumbs up or say yes or nay or yay or nay. Someone's watching, I think. I might be getting a few here. There we go, I think. There we go. Okay. Should be working by now? Okay, if anyone's, watching, please. Hey, Radio Reaction, good to see you here. Oh, good to see you, Joe. Good to see you, Joe. Yes, just call you Joe. Great. Oh, how you doing, Barb? Good to see you. Oh, perfect. That's great. So we have somebody. Perfect. Okay. Outstanding. Don't be shy, everybody. Yes, of course. We all keep spreading the butter, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we can't have that kind of behavior now. Oh, no. What do people think? People have to sit and have a latte and have some avocado toast. Oh. Uh, who's actually tried that crap? I've actually tried avocado toast, and I found it revolting. You're better off just to cut up some apples, throw in some toast with some peanut butter, and ready your reaction. I'm sure you like the lemon curd, right? And the black currant, spread. I love that stuff. That's excellent. So, Miss Kozowski, yes. Have you heard about the Ontario Yeah, I know. I've heard about that. And Clyde Do Something did a great episode on that. He talked about the markup that the LCBO gets for every bottle of liquor. So you get a 26er, like a 750, or you get a 1.75 liter, like a big ass. Um, it's amazing the markup that the LCBO gets in the name of government. The federal tax is already $4 in a bottle that size, and not to mention, I think it's anywhere from $9 to $11 that the LCBO gets to sell you a bottle of booze. So no wonder beer prices are high, no wonder liquor prices are high, right? And they talk about fairness, and I'm all for unions when it represents the workers, when it actually represents the working class people. I'm not for unions when it represents their political ideas or the ideologues, you know what I mean? So, let's see here from Trevor Mann. Trevor Mann, good to see you, Trevor. Congrats on episode 300. I'm wondering, does Canada have its own version of what exactly? Trevor, be a little more specific? from Rob K, both Alberta and Saskatchewan, the right thing, the other retail alcohol sales. Yep, they do regulations in wholesale only. Well, see, that's the thing. And even with liquor, there's too much regulation. Even with these sick and disgusting things. How much does the provincial government get? How much does the federal government get? When it comes to paying tax on everything you touch. Doesn't matter if you smoke, if you drink, if you get gas, if you breathe, right? So it's just getting ridiculous. Oh, Trevor Mann, yes. Congrats on episode 300, just kind of his own version of the Secret Service or just strictly RCMP. Well, RCMP, and I also think, as far as I know, there has been rumblings of certain private contracts. Um, but it's usually up to the RCMP officially, as far as I know, Trevor. Don't quote me on that. Who knows what's going on behind closed doors as we speak? But traditionally, it's always been the RCMP. So, your reaction. Yes, I know. You go to a Tesco or an Aldi, you can get yourself, your grapes, your beets, your cheese, yourself a nice bottle of bubbly. It's fantastic, eh? And it's division of the RCMP handles the federal services. Yeah, so it's Mountie based. Yes, there is a military service. I forget what it's called. I served with a couple guys that went into that protection service. It's pretty hardcore. Close protection, I think. They'll protect, the generals and the bigwigs and the newsayers. Who knows? Maybe, yeah, what's his Harjeet Sajjan said he was part of that too. I don't know because he was the spearhead and top producer, right? Yeah, what a putz, eh? Interesting, right? So, any more questions, folks? Don't be shy. You've got this my ugly mug for the next hour or so. If you feel like donating, please check out the link in the descriptions. Buy me a coffee app. I just updated it too. My ultimate goal is try to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. So there was some incentive there to buy me a coffee app. Donate $3 a month consistently. You're automatically entered to win a T-shirt from my store, ladies and gentlemen. And if you donate $10 a month on a regular basis, you're entered to win a T-shirt, a cap, and a lovely swimsuit for your girlfriend or for your wife or for yourself. Please take the chance and donate today. Billy Ray, good to see you, Billy Ray. Long time. How are you, Billy Ray? Billy Ray is a veteran of the Medak Pocket back in 1993, ladies and gentlemen. Some interesting stories he's given me. So, Ms. Kosowski, I thought I saw on the news a new elected prime minister is in England. Yes, they have a new prime minister and apparently woke junkie. So he's a bit of a globalist. Kumbayas, all that kind of thing. I didn't read much about him. A lot of people, I think, just voted Labour in Britain, kind of like the same shit we had in 2015. People were so fed up. People got so tired of Harper. Oh, Harper's such a bad man. And then you had the big transition in the Liberal Party because Justin was protest hair, and then sunny ways came to light. Now we're seeing the light. So who knows what's going to be in store for Britain for the next couple of years? But then again, the past 5 years, how many prime ministers has Britain gone through? 3, I can think. So who knows what's going to change, right? Who knows what's going to change? I know they had an overwhelming majority, but I'm happy that Nigel Farage got in, and he has 4 other members of his party. So, I know he's a force to be contended with, regardless if you like the man or not. You know, he's got an amazing work ethic. He speaks common sense, and ironically enough, he based his Reform Party on Preston Manning Day back in the '90s. So that's kind of a homage to us Canucks, which is kinda nice. So, I think my friend here, Radio Reaction, concur. He's British. He's not Canadian, British lad, yes. Radio says, "Reform is the only way UK will change." I would say so, you know? It's uncanny to look up the UK, you know? He's right. Farage. As John Lydon would say, "Nigel Farage." But, no, I think he's good, you but my focus primarily, ladies and gentlemen, is Canada. We can worry about what happened to Donald Trump. I don't have anything queued up here for footage, what have you, ladies and gentlemen, but I do have an opinion. That's what counts, and your opinion counts, opinions count. Opinions of all my viewers and watchers alike, they all so there's no need to be shy, ladies and gentlemen, right? From the footage I saw, whether it's an inside job or not, um, they just basically laid the pavement for his victory come November, right? He gets up, he's been shot at, a couple of streaks on his face. I think the top of his ear got knocked off or something. So, I think the Democrats in the US have their work cut out for 'em, and, a lot of people are waking up to the BS of all the mainstream media too, right? There's Americans I have personally talked to that couldn't stand Donald Trump back, 2015, and now they're thinking, "Okay, well, do I support the lesser of two evils, or is this man better? I don't know." I'm not gonna give an opinion on it just yet. Um, I really don't like Mr. Biden because I know the past few years he has slowed down and he is kinda senile, right? And I think he deals more with handlers than he does with the public. So that's kinda scary, right? If anybody has any issues with the audio, I got one of my followers here. Can you hear me okay? Is there anything, wrong? Radio reaction. Well, free to be replaced, looks like she shouldn't be switched out. Well, if she is, good, but then again, I don't like the replacement. Mr. Carney is an economist, he is a financier, but he will go where the party tells him to go, and his personal beliefs are basically in sync with Justin Trudeau, right? Grew up with a silver spoon in his ass. He was the governor of the Bank of Canada, governor of the Bank of England. So, follow the money. Self-explanatory. Follow the money, right? Okay, let's see what's going on. How's this now? Give me a sec here. Hope that helps a bit more, ladies and gentlemen. How's everything? Well, yes, he would need a writing, but, we'll have to see. I'll have to see, who knows what's gonna happen, who knows what they're gonna say, what they're gonna do. They'll weasel their way in, weasel their way out, but we'll have to see. So, I have any more Facebookers on here too? Please let me know. I got any more people on Facebook? Let me see here. Don't be shy. Don't be shy at all. Ladies. Don't be shy. And if you're following me on Rumbler, please, ladies and gentlemen, don't be shy there too. Let me know what's on your mind. And of course, my stream here, Miss Kozowski. Yes, it was a nice surprise. It was. Oh my god. And did you see the panic? The panic over that special riding in Toronto, ladies and gentlemen. A special riding, right? Because the population density, all that good stuff. Right? Quite a few heads have turned. And you can see the panic every time they talk about it. You know, you can see the panic, which is good, right? I think 9 years of this party is way too long. I was disgusted with Liberal Party as of 2015, right? And then I would say the icing on the cake with that was we told that veteran at the town hall in Edmonton, "You're asking for more than you're able to give." That did it for me. I didn't like Trudeau, senior. I did agree that he was a statesman. He was quite the diplomat, but he was quite the bullshitter too, and he was quite abusive to his women in his life. I would say he was kind of maybe abusive to his boys too. I don't know. Who knows, right? Who knows? We'll try there we go. How's that? Okay. Yes, I loved it when they celebrate a little too early, yes, and voting is 24-hour cycle here in Canada. So, I think they jumped the gun on that, ladies and gentlemen. They really jumped the gun. So but yeah, you know, Humbling is on its way. I think the great humbling is in the works. We'll have to wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. Pardon my smoking, but then again, I told you guys I do smoke and I do drink coffee. Mhm. Coffee. Mm, great brew, great brew. A bit of a coffee, huh? So don't be shy, ladies and gentlemen. Send me your comments if you can, and especially on my, YouTube channel. Don't be shy. Say hello. Ask me anything you would like to know, ladies and gentlemen. Anything you would like to know. There we are. There we are. Okay, so well, thank you for the likes. I got about 18 likes, which is good. So don't be shy. All right. There we okay. So back in the stream yard. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I had some mic issues there. I just clicked the cord again. I just did a little refresh. So what we got here, everybody? If you like the podcast, please, you can follow me there on Podbean, Rumble, Spotify, Amazon, Supercast is still around, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, and of course, Apple. Well, well, yes, I actually took advice from a marketer. He says, "Yeah, I like your toque, but maybe put the maple leaf in the background, which you misinterpret." So yes, yes, you see a little rucksack there too. I was actually gonna pack it with some extra stuff, go for a little walk here and there. Just never got around to it, but hey, that's what happens, you know? Steve Hemington of Ontario says, "Even if Pierre gets elected, there'll still be a problem with majority of Liberal Senate anything passed." True. Um, as far as I know, let the senators go per se. Um, I would definitely appoint a new governor general. If it was up to me, I'd get rid of the governor general position altogether. We don't need to answer to the king anymore, as far as I'm concerned. There's friends out there. Honestly, do we need to answer to a king, to a queen, to any monarch? I can understand tradition and I can accept certain traditions, but this guy will not answer to any fucking king or any queen. Okay, because I fought for this land. I didn't fight for the Union Jack. I respect the Union Jack. I respect the French flag. I respect the origins that this country was built on. But I fought for Canada. I didn't fight for the king. I didn't fight for the queen. I fought for Canada. Big difference, right? Um, the thing is, when Pierre gets elected too, who knows what's going to happen? We're all going to see cutbacks. We're all going to see cutbacks, and I hope whatever gods are out there that they cut from the top. Because how do you save the milk? Cut the cream. It's the milk that gives us nutrients. It's the milk that gives us sustenance, gives us life, gives us hope. The cream we can deal with later. The cream is just an added feature. The cream is a privilege. I take cream with coffee, but if I don't have cream, then okay, I'll use milk. Um, It's getting to the point where we should be able to afford, I think, cream for our coffee. And we got too much cream in the top, which makes the milk go sour quicker. So get rid of the cream, cut from the top. I would say cut a lot of these government offices that don't need to be around anymore. This diversity crap. No. Sports. Do we need a minister of sports? Let the province look after sports for crying out loud, you know? Honestly. Okay, Sue, thanks for coming out. Round of applause for Sue Kozowski there. All right. Round of applause. Outstanding. Well done, Sue. Take care. But, get back to your question there, Dave. It does get, elected. Um, things are gonna be tight. Things are gonna be tight for sure, right? But I do think he has a common sense economical plan, but he should really get out and listen to more people and really listen to what's being said in regards to the economy. We've all seen footage of Stephen Guilbeault saying, "Economists agree with this tax. Economists agree with our taxes." Economists, like scientists, will agree with whoever's paying them, okay? And we've seen enough economists go on mainstream media and on private and discuss the fact that taxes are not good all the time. You got your simple taxes that run things. I get that. But the emphasis on trying to save the weather or change the weather, the name of saving the planet, no, it's not. It's a bloody con, right? And the thing being, most of these experts and economists are making anywhere from 150 grand a year to 300 grand a year. So of course they're going to agree with what's being said to them, what they're told to say. They're going to agree entirely with the paychecks they get, right? While you and me that are making anywhere from 55 to maybe 70 a year, get it up the chuff. Isn't that nice? Yeah, so enough of that crap. So don't be shy, ladies and gentlemen, ask me what you want to know, and I'll be right back after these following messages.
Stay updated and follow Crusty Canuck on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, Telegram, YouTube, and Podbean. Subscribe today and donate at crustycanuck.ca.
Bring it back to episode 300 Q&A Live. That's what the 300th episode is. You see me live here on Facebook, YouTube, and on Rumble. I'm your host, Crusty Canuck. Welcome, everybody. Don't be shy. Ask me anything you want to know. Just keep it clean and keep it easy. Like, subscribe, share this all over your social media platforms. Do not be shy. Help us beat the censorship by just getting out there, promoting this brand, promote other Canadian content creators too. Excuse me. So, if you have any more questions, ladies and gentlemen, please don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to ask me anything. I've read a little about NATO. I've read a lot about Donald Trump. It sucks, but he showed his prowess. Now, I did see bits and pieces, but when you go on the major uh, online services, Instagram, Facebook, what are you seeing about the shooter? Some 20-year-old kid was a Republican. He's not a Republican. That looks like some kind of SJW, like, which is it? So whether it's an inside job or not, whoever set it up just made Donald Trump look like a hero. So, like I said again, it's going to be a shoot in the United States, and I don't know exactly what's going to be said or what's going to be done. I think it's going to be a fight. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Please let me know. Don't be shy, folks. Don't be shy. Don't be shy at all. Right? Hmm. I wonder what's going on with my microphone yet again, ladies and gentlemen. I've heard this before. Okay. Let me try something. I was here again, ladies and is that any better, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Yes. We'll see here. I've had some issues before. I had issues with this board before. I've had contact with maybe it is a sound card, but I don't have no cards in this. Just basically there we go. Okay. We don't need any more drivers. I get these warnings here. Something to do with maybe my if it persists, then maybe I'll just shut her down for the evening. But yeah, yeah, I know the mic looks fine. That's a good mic. We'll have to see what's happening here. So maybe it's a sound card. I don't know. You know, but I don't have the funds right now to replace anything at the moment. As you know. So If you can still hear me, give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. Keep it simple, right? Intermittent. Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll see what's going on here too. We'll give it a few more minutes and then maybe I'll just shut her down. Uh, the drivers, of course. True enough. I'll get that on the go. Oh, something ain't right. I used to say, ladies and gentlemen, my apologies for not getting out here in enough time to get another episode up last week. So my work schedule was pretty tough. Long days. I wasn't getting off at 6 o'clock. So I get home, shower, have my dinner. It's like 7:30 and I record an episode. I don't get it up and running until about 10 o'clock, and I'm usually up again by 4 the next day. So it's a little tough in the old tuckus. So, okay. So give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down if you guys still hear me. What's going on with this? What's one of my issues here? What's happening? Try to get things on the go. I'm not seeing too many Rumblers come out. I've got a few hundred members on Rumble. Please let me know what's on your mind. There, I just put the okay. Yeah. Radio Reaction says, I don't know we had 240 clicks in one day. What do you mean? Can you be specific about that? If this episode doesn't work out, ladies and gentlemen, I will have another episode come this Tuesday. So don't be shy to probably Tuesday afternoon. I will have another episode up, and I'll check out my soundboard issues here. Too. But o'clock, 4 a.m. I'm up at 4. So yeah, when I'm feeding cattle, I'm up at 4, and then if I'm not feeding cattle, then I'm up at 5. So I take an extra 45 minutes to sit and have a coffee and watch the news. So, of course, you don't see the AM1. You don't get up at 4, do you, Paul? You get up at 4? Oh. I start my, when I'm feeding, I start my work around 10 after 6. So that extra half hour lets me shake my head, wake up, and, get things on the go. But if I'm not feeding, if I'm just doing maintenance and, moving clay and stuff around, I don't have to be there till about 10 to 7. So it saves me about 40 odd minutes. I take advantage of that half hour extra sleep, right? The Army taught you that, sleep when you can. So, 7 to 8. So you're up at 7 and you go to bed at 8? Really? Were you denied that kind of sleep back in the Air Force or what? Mm, I think it's funny. It's just 7 to 8. It's like my grandparents used to do that. Mind you, my grandfather used to be up around like 5. It was just natural for him to get up at 5. And ironically enough, my father still does that too. He's usually up around 5:36. But he doesn't usually crash till 9:30, 10, right? 77 years old, still tough as steel. So, I don't know what he does. I don't know how he does it. He'll go to bed and then he's up, at regular time the whole time. So, oh, up at 7 or 8. Oh, so you get the luxury. Oh, okay. Okay. So you get the luxury radio. I see. Okay. So up around 7 or 8, depends on you have the coffee, you have the Dutchie. I get it. Okay. Lucky guy. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Fluctuation. Okay. Well, no problem. I know you work pretty hard. You put some great videos up there too. Check out his channel, ladies and gentlemen. Radio Reaction has a great channel on YouTube. Check him out, subscribe to him, get him on the go there. He's got some good tongue in cheek, some good humor. especially when he does videos where he superimposes an image. Maybe I'll get you to do that for me someday. I'll be sitting in my truck, and I'll look to my side, and maybe I could just reach over and give him a smack or something like that, if you're willing to do that. Let me know, radio, if you can. Oh, here we go. Typical Air Force. Yes, RAF was 9 a.m. start. Lucky you, eh? Oh, lucky you, 9 a.m. What time do you go to bed? If you go to the pub, what time do you go to bed? Um, mm, exactly. Don't be shy, folks. Say hello. Ask me anything you wanna know, by all means. I'll give this live stream another 10 minutes or so. Get your questions in. If you like to hear what you see, click like, subscribe, share this content on all over social media platforms. Do not be shy, and thank you to my new subscribers. I just looked at my you God, I gotta get this thing checked out. Like I say again, if you like to hear what you see, don't be shy. Click like, subscribe, share this content on social platforms, and thank you once again to my, new YouTube subscribers. Thank you very much. I noticed a few of them are from Britain and the United States. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Please click like and subscribe. Share this content on all those social media platforms. Do not be shy, ladies and gentlemen. Help us Canucks get our words out there. We've got a lot to say too around the world, just like our American friends, just like new friends and women friends, everything. Please share this all over the place if you can too. Once again, thank you to my new subscribers out there. You guys are awesome. So please don't be shy, folks. Ask me anything you would like to know. All right. Don't be shy. Right. I've got about 12 viewers so far. Yes, 11,000 subs. That is good, and I'm grateful to that too. I've also had a few people try to promote my show uh, by the means of the Fiverr, and I will reiterate this, ladies and gentlemen. If you know someone who can help a guy like me or help another podcaster out there, fine. Don't be shy, okay? But in the same sense, don't tolerate the fly by night promotions. I got suckered into that there last year, a couple of guys, and I'm not dissing where they're from, but I am their efforts, and, basically, I got a lot of spam, and I purchased one there from a young lad out of, Nigeria, and it only cost me $25. But he did a pretty good job, but ever since that he helped me promote all my stuff on Rumble, every time someone made a comment, it's usually followed by another paragraph of how they're gonna promote my stuff. So basically, it's a lot of spam. So be wary, be warned about some of these fly-by-nighters too. So from radio, have you got used to watching Northern Perspective? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it. Not at all. No, it's good. I was actually, I respected their privacy big time, but since Ryan, was canned by his employer, um, which was, unfair. Honestly, like, I was canned from a couple of jobs because of my opinion too. It wasn't a lucrative government job or a lucrative position. Both those positions had their potential to get ahead, but when I look at people that fire you or let you go because of an opinion or because of words, they're not worth my time because I have personally worked for men and women that had more balls than any of those individuals I worked for. So being let go at the time infuriated me and frustrated me, but it didn't hurt me. But I can kinda see the hurt in Ryan's face when he was talking about it, and that was just unfair because that was his livelihood, right? Raising a young family, getting out there in the world, that's just not right, and, I hope that if Poilievre gets involved, he gets into the seat of prime minister, then, I think we got something to fight for. But in the meantime, that means you and I, everybody here, we gotta fight for that too, okay? We should look at our labor laws and reinforce the simple fact that we have freedom of speech and expression in this country. It may not say freedom of speech in our Constitution, but it says freedom of expression. Means we're allowed to speak our fucking minds. It's that simple, right? So, radio reaction. Again, I think liberals released a beast letting him go freelance. Well, they've turned some heads. They've had a few conservatives on their shows, and, well done on them, you know? I think they're going live right now, if I'm not mistaken, but, still, good for them. There's no need to worry about him. I know, Ryan's got a pretty good spirit. Tanya, his wife, she's got his 6, so I think they're good to go. I think they are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not worried about them. They're good people, and I've reached out and told them if they need any assistance, let me know what's going on, and I'm more willing to help because they've helped my show too with viewers and subscribers, and least I can do is give them a good, solid hands up and say, "Yep, I'm there for you, so don't be shy." Don't be shy, folks. Say hello. Let me know what's on your mind. I'm down to about 6 viewers right now. So, like I said, I might shut this down a bit too. If you still can't what's Trevor's still here. Trevor, you're still here? If you're not there, I understand. Don't be shy, folks. Let me know. Ask me anything you'd like to know. This is the 300th episode of the Crusty Canuck podcast. 300 episodes, like 300 of these things. I mean, when I first started out the first year, it was kinda shaky. Equipment was minimal. I wasn't making a lot of coin. I actually don't make a lot of money on this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to gain sympathy. I'm not trying to gain, heartache. Okay. What did I just say here? Okay. Okay. Everybody pay attention to this. Okay. Mr. MD Abdul Bokhar Siddiq. No. What did I say about sales pitches? I guess people just don't listen, do they? Okay. Mm, I appreciate the offer, but no. Okay? Come on. Like, really? Really? You know? I'm gonna ask you, Mr. Abu Bokhar, how much of my shows have you watched so far? How many of my episodes have you watched? Be honest. You can post your comment here, right? How many of my episodes have you watched? Or is this just a sales pitch to get me to spend money on a half-assed service? Okay. No comment? And how can you rank my videos? It's usually based on viewership, isn't it? So how can you rank something for me? So I'll say again, Mr. Abu Bakar, no, thank you, right? So never mind that. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give me some more questions and queries. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, ladies and gentlemen. Got more viewers coming up, which is nice. Thank you very much. Right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to shut her down. So, Thank you all for coming out to this newest live stream I've had, episode 300 of the Crusty Canuck podcast. I'm grateful for the subscribers I've had. This has been the Crusty Canuck Q&A live 300th episode. Please don't hesitate to click like, subscribe, share this content over social media platforms. My apologies for the technical issues with the microphone. My apologies to everyone who had a hard time listening. I will have to overhaul this and update the drivers as recommended by Radio Reaction too. Check out his channel as well. Radio Reaction does some great work every day. He's got a video up. Check out his channel. Check out my friends North Perspective. Do something. Moose the Loose, just to name a few. And don't hesitate to support Veterans for Freedom Network too. Like I said, this podcast is brought to you in part and supported by Veterans for Freedom. Stand too. And coming soon, Veterans for Freedom TV. Stay posted for information on that as well. And I'll take a couple more questions before I shut her down, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Yeah. Good night, Radio Reaction. Take care. All the best to you. I look forward to your new videos. And I look forward to hearing more comments from all of you out there too. Whether you want to comment after this show or my new video coming up on Tuesday, don't be shy. Enjoy the Crusty Canuck podcast. That's your ability. My host page is crustycanuck.podbean.com too. Links will be in the descriptions of all my work. Don't be shy and just say hello. Click like, subscribe, share this all over your social media. Like I said, I've been Crusty Canuck for this beautiful 14th of July, 2024. I'll try to get as many episodes up as I can before I go away to Ontario for a few weeks. I'm going to go see some family in August. Before that, I haven't seen my father, my sisters, some cousins, aunts and uncles, and some other friends of mine for about 8 years. So it'll be a nice homecoming. Yes, to stay and a well-deserved break. But all you guys are wonderful. Thank you all for coming out to tonight's live stream. Like I said, I'll have another video up coming Tuesday. So prepare for that. And like I always say, ladies and gentlemen, humanity in America wins the day. I hope you'll have a great night. Take care. And see you Tuesday. Bye for now.
Hit it, sweetheart. Because I am hard, you will not like me. Yes, sir. There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless.
This has been another episode of the Crusty Canuck podcast. Stay sane and thank you for listening. From Western Canada, this is the Crusty Canuck podcast.